Chapter 21. Knowing the Knowing. This goes against everything I've believed my whole life, I protested again. It's not surprising that you believe that way because you are accustomed to it. You see everyone else doing it. If you don't do it, you might be seen as a heretic, stubborn, a rebel. I see this as a matter of tradition, and the origin of this tradition comes from the desire to create order and rules to manage or control the freedom of the human mind. Oh, I never thought that uniforms could make people unfree, I remarked. This is a result that even those who do it are unaware of what they have done. What they do, besides causing others to have less power within themselves, by having people respect and bow down to them, which affects both others by causing them to lose power and affects themselves by believing they are better or higher, leading to division and the creation of classes, or what you once called castes. This division creates fear and reverence, and this fear itself is a major cause of ignorance, or not knowing one's own power and potential, not knowing who they are, not knowing that we all have the same spiritual parent. And the most important thing is that while they are causing others to have faith and bow down to them, it will also diminish their own potential. They will lack the opportunity to access pure wisdom because they have unintentionally created a division from others. When people bow down in reverence, an ego arises, which is a false power born from tradition, born from established rules created to prevent the loss of power, causing them to lack the crucial factor in communicating with pure, universal knowledge because they have mental narrowness or a self, even though they may be known to have knowledge that can solve problems for others. It will not be the pure wisdom that comes from the highest spirit. It is just limited wisdom, as I explained the scope of knowledge earlier. And they themselves are the ones who directly experience that result, he added. Sir, I'm still a bit hesitant to believe what you're saying. How can it be that the teachings from those known as monks, virtuous individuals, or spiritual leaders are limited wisdom? Since most of the teachings come from prophets, don't they? I asked. What they say is not wrong. The knowledge they bring to teach is not wrong. But it is wrong in the process of delivering that knowledge, he said. Here we go again. The more you explain, the more confused I get, I said. I will give you an example of this, relating it to your learning. If a math teacher teaches students by only giving them the correct answer, for example, if a student asks what 12 times 12 is, and the teacher tells the student it is what, even though the answer given is correct, the most truthful answer, it is wrong because the teacher did not teach the process that allows the student to know that answer for themselves. This type of learning process will make that student powerless within themselves, and furthermore, making the student see the teacher as clever, as someone with wisdom who can be a refuge for the student, will make the student even more powerless. So, when the student has doubts about other knowledge, such as wondering what 12 times 13 or 12 times 14 is, they have to go back and ask this teacher again. What's worse is when they start recording knowledge for students to memorize, starting from 2 times 2, 2 times 4, and so on, for fear that knowledge will be lost or cannot be passed on in the future. It will further reinforce the student's lack of freedom. Your world's humans are doing this with knowledge. Those who see the flaws in this learning process often say that all the knowledge in the universe is still as vast as the leaves in the forest, just as there are still infinite products of numbers. We don't need to know or memorize it all. We only need to know the principle of how to obtain that true knowledge, just as we know the principle of multiplication. No matter what numbers we multiply, we can know the result infinitely, he explained. Are you implying that memorization cannot lead to the discovery of truth? I asked. And what do you think? If someone asks you what 2 times 4 is, and you immediately answer 8, do you think that answer came from a calculation process or from memory? If it came from memory, It shows that you didn't calculate. If it didn't go through a calculation process, it shows that your intellect didn't work at all. And if you don't use it often enough to become accustomed to it, you won't believe that you can generate knowledge. The result is that anything beyond what you already know, you won't believe you can know it yourself. You will go around seeking knowledge from the knowledgeable, from books or scriptures. Try observing yourself and see which makes you more certain and confident. Knowledge from books, or knowledge that you know yourself, or, in other words, knowledge from your own direct experience. Knowledge from books might just let you know, but knowledge from experience will be knowledge that illuminates you and you will never forget. That's true, I agreed. All right, we've strayed from the topic enough. Can we continue? He prompted. Oh, right, let's go, I quickly agreed. For the journey from now on, I will increase the speed more than usual, because if we were to travel at the normal pace, it would take many days to reach the second layer, as this layer of magma or molten material is about 2,000 kilometers thick, he proposed. Wow, 2,000 kilometers, I exclaimed. As soon as I finished speaking, our bodies plunged into the bright red lava current flowing fiercely from left to right. Before long, we stopped at a certain point. In front of us was an emerald green color with iridescent hues, similar to a rainbow, while behind us was the red lava flow. Where is this place? I asked. We are now at the boundary between pure oxygen and the lava flow. This point is about 2,000 kilometers deep from the Earth's surface. From here, we must travel another 4,000 kilometers to reach the Earth's core, he explained. Then why isn't there any explosion like you mentioned earlier? I asked, noticing that it was calm and peaceful. There are two reasons why you see it this way. First, it is nighttime on this side, and all living beings are asleep, so there is no reaction between positive energy and the oxygen, mass causing an explosion. And second, no positive energy is being sent down from the Earth's surface, even though it is daytime. This is because people are filled with hatred, disgust, intense competition, and exploitation. People are consumed by negative emotions, prejudice, irritation, sadness, suspicion, and worry. I think the second reason is more likely because it is daytime on this side, he explained. I think this calm and peaceful atmosphere looks good, I commented, based on the feeling I had at that moment.